Hey guys, that's Speaking Communications, and just a quick warning: throughout this whole video, you might be hearing banging hammers, chainsaws. I don't have anybody doing a recreation of Saw in my garage right now, but I do have a friend of mine, my mom's friend. He's doing something special for me. He's making a custom bed for me right now. So, and it's a bed which is going to be raised up, so it'll have enough space, and it'll have all these totes underneath it, which I can put all my tapes and stuff in, my VHS tapes and stuff. Really cool, really cool. So anyway, the reason why it says Christmas Aftermath 2012 sounds like a really bad Sci-Fi Channel original movie, right? Christmas Aftermath 2012 is because it's after Christmas, and I just thought that would be an interesting title. For some reason it popped in my head. I almost thought of maybe Christmas Aftermath Special. Christmas Aftermath VHS Special or some shit. I don't know, fuck. Anyway, this is where I'm going to show you guys what I got for Christmas, and then some, basically it's just a little quick. It's not going to be quick. It's going to be probably an hour or so long, so get ready as usual, folks. And first I got to start off though with a gift that I actually got from a YouTuber on here named Nesper1. He sent me a message on my page, and I haven't really responded back to him because I've been busy. I've been working my ass off. I've been a busy boy. But now I got time, a day off, and so I thought, I'll do this video talking about what I got. And he was kind enough to send me a gift and through the mail, and I didn't open it until Christmas. And he sent me this. This is something he printed off for me. And it's really nice, really cool. We got Van Damme, Bloodsport, and the Monster Squad. And he basically this is something typed off his computer, but it says it's really nice and sweet and sincere. And it's really cool that I have to have someone like that. Dear Mike, OCB Communications Brown, thank you, sir, so very much in making the very great videos on YouTube. My favorites are Captain America, the First Avenger, the Rocketeer, and the Darkman trilogy films. May I say that you have a very good singing voice too? Well, thank you, I appreciate that. Mike, I think since it was his Christmas, can you review these movies, Black Christmas and also Silent Night, Deadly Night films, Don't Open Till Christmas? My plan was to review Don't Open Till Christmas, but I just worked my ass off so many times that I didn't have time to. But I'll review it sometime for you. And also, just let you know, for future reference, if you're interested in Esper, I have done reviews of Black Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night films. So just type in Silent Night, Deadly Night, you'll see my reviews that I did. And those are back in Oklahoma, my longer hair. And then, the same thing for Black Christmas. It's part of the 101 Unheralded Horror Films, which I do need to finish someday. But I'm not going to tell you exactly when. So when he sent me this, gift package, and it starts off with this as a CD of Foo Fighters, Wasting Light. I don't mind some of their songs, so I'll definitely give it a look. Maybe I'll get some inspiration for using some music videos or something, Wasting Light music video, Foo Fighters. I mean, thank you, Nesper. It's really cool. This is something called. And then this is really cool. Like I was like, wow. So it's like he sent me these, which he sent me these comics, and that's just so cool. I thank you, really. Thanks, Nesper. You didn't have to, but thank you. I mean, I didn't know they made newer comics of the Rocketeer. This came out in 2011, this first issue. And this is good cover art by Alex Ross. And, I love the Rocketeer, as you know. And this is really cool, actually. And what these comics are Rocketeer Adventures. It's just tiny little, stories featuring the Rocketeer from different artists. And, sadly, yes, we know Dave Stevens, he passed away due to a form of cancer, which in all honesty, each issue actually has a little ad in it that says something about he died of hairy cell leukemia. I think it's really cool for IDW to do this. They have the Rocketeer basically be a spokesperson to help, for a fundraiser to help stop hairy cell leukemia. Be a hero. Help wipe out hairy cell leukemia. So, it's really too bad about Dave Stevens, but he didn't just give me one. He got me like four issues. he got me. This is issue number 1 from 2011. It's really cool. And then he also got me issue number 2 from 2011. That's really cool too. And then he also got me, issue number 3, which is really cool. And then he also got me issue number 4. And then he also got me this graphic novel, which is not my cup of tea in terms of its art, but hey, for a gift, excuse me. Well, that's awesome. He got me this. This is The Man with the Getaway Face, and I'll give it a look sometime. So, thanks, Nesper. I mean, you didn't have to, but thank you. I really appreciate that. It's really awesome. So it's a first for me. So I've never really gotten any gifts from anybody on YouTube yet, so that's really cool. So anyway, for my Christmas, though, for my parents, I went to this place called Everyday Music down in Portland, and this was before Christmas, and I wanted a new laptop. Of course, expensive. So basically, I was there with Troy, my mom's friend, and he just basically bought me some Christmas presents before, before it was even Christmas. So, and these were the presents he got me. Tron, the 2-disc, with the fucking badass cover, not the shitty Tron, the original classic. That cover looks like ass. This is simplistic and awesome, and it's all shiny. This is basically a used copy, but it's the original 2-disc, and I've always wanted it. I like Tron. So, and the documentary on this is really good. So I'm glad to own the special edition. The Making of Tron documentary is really good, actually. Highly recommend the Making of Tron documentary for fans of Tron. So really cool 2-disc set of Tron. And then got this, and this is really cool. I'm glad he got this for me. Dawn of the Dead, the Ultimate Edition. And yeah, the Ultimate Edition of Dawn of the Dead. So this is the Anchor Bay release. This is the Ultimate Edition of Dawn of the Dead on DVD anywhere. It's better than the Ever Divvy Max Edition. It's better than any other version of Dawn of the Dead that is out there. For Dawn of the Dead fans, this is the ultimate box set. So anyway, it has. So you have more. This is freaking huge, really. When there's no, when you have there's this. When there is no more room in the hell, the dead will walk the earth. And then it continues. There's just even more. This thing is huge. It's that big, folks. That's how big the Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition is. It's almost Alien Quadrology big, but not really. It's not Alien Quadrology big. That's bigger. Anyway, this comes with the U.S. theatrical version of the film. It comes with the extended version of the film, the European version, and separate documentary disc. It comes with this little booklet, which is with these booklets here. It's pretty cool. This booklet here, the iconic Dawn of the Dead photo. Comes with that, and then there's all this talking about what's on the discs. I mean, you have the U.S. version, which is, it actually has some features on it, like it has a commentary with Tom Savini and George A. Romero. It has theatrical trailers. It has TV spots. It has radio spots. The extended version on disc 2. Then you have on disc 3, you have the European version, which I think is the one that Dario Argento helped edit. And then the documentaries, which is The Dead Will Walk, an all-new documentary featuring interviews and the cast and crew members. Roy Funk's Monkey's Document of the Dead, original documentary filmed during the making of Dawn of the Dead. On the Set home movies with audio commentary by zombie actor Laura Langer, and Monroeville Mall tour with actor Ken Faree. So you got cool features there. And then you also get this. It's just a really cool bonus in all honesty. You get this little comic. So you get Dawn of the Dead, a little comic book, which is basically just, quite simply, just a comic adaptation of Dawn of the Dead, the film Dawn of the Dead. And, you get decent artwork. I mean, not fantastic, but it's not really terrible either. So that's kind of cool. Dawn of the Dead comic. So that's really cool, honestly. So I thank you, my parents, for this Christmas gift, and so they got me stuff. So that was cool. So, but the majority of this stuff I'm going to show you is pretty much stuff that I got myself for Christmas. My own Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. But it was Dawn of the Dead box set, the Ultimate Edition Christmas present, and thank you to my parents, and it's pretty awesome. So anyway, here's some more stuff I got. I got this at a pawn shop. I can't believe I got this for $8. It was the 20 or 30% off. This is the Fire and Ice limited collector's edition 2-disc special edition from Blue Underground. There were only a few. There were a certain amount of these made. I think. I don't think there was like a shit ton of these made. Although Best Buy, Fries.com was trying to offer these for really cheap, but this was completely unopened. Unopened at a pawn shop? Unopened? How is the chance of finding that for $8 unopened at a pawn shop? That's insane. So this set not only comes with. I actually like this. This is pretty cool. Lenticular 3D. It doesn't look that great on but when you look at it, it's in 3D and it's really kind of cool. It just you can't see it that well on on the YouTube on the camera. It just doesn't show up very well. But it's still pretty cool. The extras, it's got a lot of extras. It's got Disc 1's got a commentary by Ralph Bashki. It's got a documentary, The Making of Fire and Ice, Bashki on Frazetta, Sean Hannon's diary notes, behind the scenes still gallery, theatrical trailer. Disc 2 has Frazetta painting with fire. Basically, it's a documentary about Frank Frazetta, which I think I actually saw that documentary. Which is really, I think I sort of remember that documentary. Anyway, this set is pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen this movie in years, but I do remember enjoying it. It's a interesting fantasy film. It's like Conan. It's like Frazetta's Conan films, brought to life. Conan, art. No, Conan, not Conan films. Frazetta's Conan art brought to life on animated form. This comes with collectible little cards, which are kind of cool. You get Lorne, who gets is the main character. There's a Tigra. So, and then there's also Dark Wolf. And there's King Jordy. So, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool little cards. It was interesting, putting cards with it. And then a little booklet talking about Blue Underground's, all their other stuff. See, this is the limited edition of Fire and Ice. There's only limited copies available of this, if I remember correctly. Just like my 2-disc limited edition of Dead and Buried I have in Oklahoma somewhere. So, yeah. So, it's cool. Fire and Ice, 2-disc. There's also the discs themselves, which are pretty cool artwork on them. I think Fire and Ice itself has some of the most badass artwork out there. So, and yeah, this is the documentary for Frazetta playing with fire, painting with fire. I saw that on cable one time. It was really interesting. So it's really cool to own that again. So to have a copy of that. I always liked this cover art. I thought it was awesome. So Fire and Ice 2-disc, completely unopened for $8 at pawn shop. The guy actually took off $6, so I paid $6 for this actually in all actuality. Can't get a deal better than that. And completely unopened when I bought it. That's insane. So, Fire and Ice 2-disc, and there's another 2-disc I got for $13. This is the 25th anniversary edition of Dark Crystal. And, once again, the 3D effect doesn't look too great on camera, but it looks really cool, in person. The 2-disc of Dark Crystal, whatever, $13 used at buybacks. It has some good features. It's got, disc 1 has the new high-definition film transfer. I haven't seen this film in years. I used to watch this film like when it was on cable and Disney Channel and stuff like that when I was a kid. I don't remember it too well though. Definitely give a look sometime. I think I might review this in Labyrinth sometime. This too has the original making of documentary. World of Dark Crystal is deleted scenes and it has work print scenes, character drawings, reflections of the Dark Crystal, light in the path of creation and shard of illusion, two all new behind the scenes documentaries that include rediscovered footage from the Henson archives and newly recorded interviews with the people who created Dark Crystal. This 2-disc is getting increasingly a little bit harder to find. That's what I've noticed anyway. I mean, not as hard to find as the Labyrinth 2-disc that was released by Sony, but Dark Crystal is a weird movie, but I always remembered enjoying it as a kid. And the Vulture guys are pretty creepy. But I'll definitely give it a look. I mean, I always wanted the 2-disc, so getting the 2-disc was pretty cool. Here's awesome. I got this at FYE, and I got it used, I think, for $14.99, I think. No, it wasn't $14.99, it was like $12.99 for Humanoids from the Deep, the Roger Corman's Cult Classic Edition. I like Humanoids from the Deep. I saw it in my VHS and tape in Oklahoma. I enjoy this movie. It's got really good effects by Rob Bottin. It's got an interesting plot. It's silly, it's goofy, it's fun. This is for the first time ever. It has the uncut, the first time ever in home video, the complete and cut version of the film. And that's cool. You get the complete and cut version of the film. Just taking off the sticker. So, yeah, so this is Humanoids from the Deep, the Roger Corman Cult Classics edition from Shout Factory. Shout Factory did a great job with features on this, and they fit a shit ton of features on one disc. So it's not a 2-disc, but it has a shit ton of features. And it's really kind of really cool. They even, not only do they have, and this is really cool actually. These covers, they can actually come out, which it can be a bad or a good thing. It depends on what you... But there's 2 alternate covers, which is absolutely crazy. I've never seen a company do this before. You have this cover, of course. You can just have it like this. Normal Humanoids from the Deep cover. You like that. Or you can have this alternate cover with just Monster on it, which gives us an alternate title for it. That's pretty damn cool. I've never seen that before from a company that just put 2 different DVD covers on one. That's pretty cool. So anyway, Humanoids from the Deep. This is a great edition. It's not really that cheap. I mean, it might look sort of cheap, but it's not really that cheap in all honesty. They get that straight ahead. Take it out. That's one thing about being able to take these covers out. I mean, it's kind of not a good idea in a way that you have an ability to do that, because then they get all crooked and shit. That's good enough. Anyway, this is, Humanoids from the Deep, special edition. It's got new high definition transfer of the uncut international version. Never before seen deleted scenes, trailers, TV and radio spots, Leonard Maltin interviews, Roger Corman, and the making of the film. The making of Humanoids from the Deep, featuring new interviews with Roger Corman, second unit assistant director James Sabarati, composer James Horner, and Sidney Weintraub, and that has New World Entertainment trailers. So Shout Factory did a great job with cult classics. I have another one of this series in Oklahoma from Piranha, and I'll definitely I'm gonna watch those films sometimes and give my opinions on the Piranha films. But anyway, Humanoids from the Deep. I like this film. $13, not a bad deal. So I picked it up for that. Usually it's $20. This is really cool. I think I got this for $10.99. I don't remember the exact price I paid for it, but I've always wanted God Told Me To, because I read the book, and the book is somewhere. My dad has it somewhere. It's in Oklahoma somewhere. I had the novelization. I let my dad borrow it. I think it's still in the truck somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, this is the movie, and I still haven't seen it. I read the book, and I like the trailer. I still haven't seen it, but the book was really good, so I'm hoping the movie's just as good. God Told Me To. And this is also known as God Told Me To The Kill, but it's really just God Told Me To. And it's Larry Cohen, who's always good. And speaking of Larry Cohen, I'll just talk about a couple things that I won on eBay, which I haven't got yet. And they're actually Laserdiscs. So I won a Laserdisc of It Lives and It Lives Again. It was basically those two of those films, and basically it was a little. See, they're laser discs. They're laser discs of It Lives and Lives Again, and it's a double feature. I don't think It Lives. I don't think it. I think maybe It's Alive 3 was on laserdisc, but I don't know because I don't really see. As I use this site, which is really cool for anybody who likes laserdiscs. You should sign up for free in this laserdisc database site. And I know I'm talking about DVDs, and I'm gonna get to my laserdiscs soon that I got, and they're really cool. But I just wanted to see if It's Alive 3 was on laserdisc. So and I don't think it was released on laserdisc. I think it was just only on. I don't get anything. I just see It Lives and It Lives Again. I'm one of the Alive, which is not really one of my favorites in terms of It's Alive films. Yes, they're killer babies, but I got it for $13. I don't think it's really that bad. $13 on eBay for both films on laserdisc, collector's items. It's pretty cool. So I won that, and I also won, and I paid $30 for this, but I think it's worth it. In my opinion. I think it's definitely worth it in my opinion. It's Slaughterhouse Rock. Yeah! Slaughter Rock. I got that on laserdisc. I paid $35 for it, but that's including shipping and handling. And I think that's a great deal for a movie that's not on DVD. There were probably limited releases of that laserdisc anyway. I just really liked the movie too. So for some reason, Slaughterhouse Rock on laserdisc, It Lives and Lives Again on laserdisc, and I also won some others, but I'll talk about those later when I get them. Another thing I'm bidding on right now, and I missed by just 10 or 15 minutes to buy it now for $165, which has been an absolutely ridiculously good deal, was this amazing, it's used, but it's a really hard to find laserdisc player. It's the DVL 700, which plays DVDs and laserdiscs. And it was $165, buy it now, and I was going to get it, and I went to get my paycheck cash, and I come back, and it wasn't buy it now anymore. So I was kind of bummed. But what I did basically now is I put my bid up to 300 fucking cojones, $300, 300 shillings, and 300 clams. And hopefully that'll just deter enough, bidders who were bidding for like $41. They were only bidding like $20, $30 here and there. Hopefully that'll work. And then I might actually win it for even less. Because if the last bid, whatever the last bid was, I can win it for that. So I can win it for $41 right now, as it is. I got 4 days left remaining on it. And I put, if I lose it for $300, okay, fine. And that's not a big deal, but I'm putting in that amount. And I'm hoping I get a good deal. So anyway, because it's a ridiculously good deal for that player, it's one of the high-end players. The whole set, the seller's also including 32 laser discs with it. So I'm getting my fingers crossed I'm going to win that one. Anyway, we'll get back to God Told Me To. God Told Me To, Blue Underground DVD. It doesn't have that many features, but it is a little harder to find nowadays. It's got a lot of the older Blue Underground titles are. This is the only time I ever saw it for sale was when I got it at FIE, and I was like, cool. Audio commentary. There's also laserdiscs of this, which I find it for cheap enough, maybe someday. It has an audio commentary writer, director Larry Cohen, theatrical trailer, TV spots, poster and still going bio, which I think has the same features that are on the laserdisc. But anyway, this is God Told Me to Kill, the Blue Underground edition, and it has this pretty cool poster thing here. So, used was pretty cool. This is another thing. I got some. This is another DVD I got at FYE, the same haul. And you're probably like, why? And I'm like, it was like $5. That's why. This is Evil Laugh, which is probably a really crappy horror film, but I heard some decent reviews on it. This is one of those cult collectibles, Lucky 13 DVDs. And we're getting harder to find nowadays. The ones that had shit ton of features for really lackluster films, like The Boneyard. But I have Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh in Oklahoma too. That's really hard to find. So I'm fine with Bloodsucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. Kind of curious about that one anyway, because that was we needed the effects. This is Evil Laugh, which actually has full screen version, not widescreen, but it's a full screen version of a complete uncut film. A full length running audio commentary by writer director Dominic Barsica, and writer producer star Stephen Bio. Exclusive interview with Dominic Barcia and Stephen Bio. Photo gallery. The original director's original screenplay. Publicity photos. One sheet and video package to key art. Shit ton of features for this probably pretty much lackluster film. So, yeah, but for $5, I was like, whatever. Friday the 13th meets The Big Chill. I don't know. So here's another film I got. This is, once again, was like $10. This one is harder to find. This is hard to find DVD of the movie Blood Moon, which is film was released, it wasn't really originally released by Artisan, but it's from 1989. It's an Australian horror film, I believe. So it's like, I was like, okay, for cheap, okay, I'm DVD. This is a hard one to find, so okay. So Blood Moon, and I'm finally glad I finally got a hold of a copy of this. I've been dying to get a copy of this finally. This set. This is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 2-disc. This doesn't have the holographic cover. I don't give a shit right now about that. I wanted the collector's edition. It's perfect because this film is on This film is up on the 101 Unknown Horror Films list. So when I finally do go around finishing that, I can actually watch it in person. And I've seen it a while ago. I just don't remember it too well. But this is the 2-disc set, which has this cool little. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Those titles. Collect a little collectible booklet, which is pretty cool. Little interviews and stuff. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1978 edition, is considered one of the best remakes of all time. I think rightfully so. But it has documentaries on it, features. The other editions don't. And this one's getting harder to find, I've noticed. I don't see it that very much. I don't see it very often at like used DVD stores and stuff, this one. So it has a commentary by the director Philip Kaufman. Has documentaries like Revisitors from Outer Space or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Pod featurette. Practical Magic Special Effects Pod featurette. Man Behind the Scream, the Sound Effects Pod featurette. Invasion Will Be Televised, the Cinematography Pod featurette. And original theatrical trailer. So that's pretty good features for Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And I paid $15 for it, I think. So, pretty good deal. Now, this one is a set of a show I've been wanting to get for a while. And I really do like this show. Checked out from the library first time, enjoyed it a lot. And that is whistle right. Don't do that great, but it's Kolchak the Night Stalker, the entire season, every episode of Kolchak. A great show. Darren McGavin was fantastic in this. This is a show I think is underrated. Nobody talks about that very much. Great theme song, da 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 da. This is a show that was a precursor to the X-Files. And Chris Carter has even said in interviews that Kolchak inspired him to do the X-Files. There's no features on this, which is really too bad. But it does have every episode of Kolchak. I think I paid $28 for this. It's not too bad, used. Usually this is like $40, brand new. So, yeah, I actually paid $21.99. I forgot. The sticker's still there. $22 for this set is a good deal. Usually it's like $30 or $40. But Kolchak the Night Stalker has all 20 episodes. It's really too bad the show didn't last longer than 20 episodes. Well, it lasted one season. But it was basically kicked off because of the extremely successful TV movies, Kolchak the Night Stalker and Kolchak the Night Strangler. But this is really one of my favorite Darren McGavin roles. And honestly, I really, ever since I saw this, I think when I think of Darren McGavin, I think of Kolchak now, that's a testament to how great this show is. A lot of fun, great show, great performances, cool ideas, creepy. So, basically, Coach of the Night Stalker is just hunting down. It's all different types of stuff. Investigative reporter, hunting down aliens, vampires, all that stuff. A lot of fun show, great show, a good set, but it could have used some features of some kind. I don't know why we didn't get at least a documentary about the legacy of Kolchak or documentary with Darren McGavin. That would have been interesting. I'm pretty sure he would love to talk about Kolchak. But of course not, no. Of course not. There's no features on this. But at least you do get the series stuff. And high definition, whatever, remastered quality. So anyway, that is my DVDs. I did get some other stuff. And I got a crap ton of VHS tapes, which I'm going to show you momentarily. But first, I thought I'd go, DVDs were basically inspired by... Laserdiscs came first, folks. Laserdiscs, if it wasn't for Laserdiscs, I don't think we'd have Blu-ray or DVD right now. Laserdisc started the technology. It was the first to do it. And so that's another thing that I really think a lot of people are talking too much about, is how Laserdiscs are basically responsible for all of the everything that we see now. Laserdiscs, they basically are. So Laserdiscs, they created the technology for DVD. So when DVD finally did come out, then they were able to take Laserdisc technology and basically shrink it down. So basically, I'm going to show you my Laserdiscs that I got. And there's some really nice, cool ones, trust me. I'm still waiting on some. But then I'm going to go to the VHS tapes, which I got like a ridiculously good deal on, and I'll let you know about that. So anyway, Laserdiscs. I got to get out the ones that are newer, that I haven't shown anybody yet. Which there's a pretty good amount of them that I haven't shown yet. I got a crap ton of Laserdiscs recently for pretty good deals, and this might be possibly the biggest Laserdisc update that I've had on here. I don't think I've had a bigger one. So, consider yourself lucky, folks. Because I know I am. No, really I am, but no, it's something really to brag about. Bear with me, folks. I'm almost got everything here. No, not yet. Still working on it. Yeah. Okay, good. This big giant stack here, folks, is Laserdiscs. There's another thing. I'm going to start off with a bang here. A very collectible, very cool, very awesome collector's set, Laserdisc box set. And this is, even if you're not the biggest fan of this movie, which I can't really consider myself the biggest fan of it, but I couldn't turn down this deal. For $26, a little bit worn, but I got this. This is really cool, actually. Let's do the time warp again. Rocky Horror Picture Show 20th anniversary special edition laserdisc box set. This is really cool. I mean, even if you're not a big fan of this movie, this thing is, first off, this thing is huge. This is a big set. This is a must-have for a collector of this, people who like this film, that's for sure. And you open it up, and you get this little booklet, which is basically, it's like a supersized version of those booklets you get in DVDs. Really nice full color photographs and cool stuff about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. A little behind the scenes anecdotes. Character bios. Cast. Official prop list. The chapter index. You get the discs themselves, which are in these sleeves. And at first I thought there was something wrong with it, with this black mark. Why did someone put a marker on there? And then I found out it's just in there. It's just the markers is just there. It's part of a Rocky Horror joke. I don't know what it is. So you get the discs. There's 2 of them of the movie. And you not only get that, you also get this book called Creatures in the Night 2, more of the Rocky Horror Picture Experience, which comes with like all different, it just basically talks about everyone's obsession with this film, and it's interesting, people's, photos of them dressed up like the characters and stuff. It's a huge phenomenon, Rocky Horror is, and it still is with certain people. So this talks about basically all the different people who are like huge, ridiculous fans of the film. So that's pretty cool. And then you get this, which I thought was really cool too. You get a CD of the soundtrack. And it comes with, the whole, the songs, Science fiction. Double feature. Dr. X will build a creature. See androids fighting. Brad and Janet. And Charles Francis Dawson. Forbidden Planet. At the midnight double feature picture show by RKO. So, at the midnight double feature picture show. Then, of course, you have Damn It, Janet. You have Over the Frankenstein Place. You have Let's Do the Time Up Again. Then you have Sweet Transvestite. Sweet Transvestite from Transylvania. And then you have The Sword of Damocles, which there's a few songs that weren't on, and actually in the soundtrack or on the film. The CD that has the Sword of Damocles, I Can Make You a Man, Hot Patootie, Bless My Soul, Touch, I can, then I have Touch Me, I Wanna Feel Dirty, that silly song. Then I have Eddie, Rose Tint My World, Fanfare, Don't Dream It, Wild on Team Theme. Then I'm Going Home, Superheroes is a song from a deleted scene, and Science Fiction Double Feature Reprise. So you get a freaking CD, you get a book, you get the movie, you get features. It's insane. So I need to talk to you about the features real quick. So this is really cool. I really like this box set. The features you get, it just farted. No, whatever. You get the soundtrack, including the track Sword of Damocles and other material never released on any soundtrack albums. Creatures of the Night 2, a new book by Sal Fiero, the Rocky Horror Picture Show fan club president. Full-length participation track recorded on a Hollywood soundstage exclusively for this Laserdisc. So you participate with the deleted sequences. Never forcing outtakes from just enough from the studio vaults. Only complete presentation of alternate endings. 40-minute approximate documentary that explores the genesis of the Rocky Horror Picture phenomenon. Includes interviews with cast show footage. Sing-along sections for the benefit of Rocky Horror Picture Show virgins. Which would probably be me, because I don't know all the words for all these songs. And theatrical trailers and production stills. So, I mean, wow. That's like 20th century fuckface put their effort into this back in 1995. So that's really cool. I got that for $26 off of eBay, so that was really cool. So that's really awesome. The Rocky Horror Picture Show 20th anniversary box set. Laserdisc box set. Now we have other Laserdiscs. We'll start out with, this is part of a lot that I got 10 Laserdiscs for $11. Ridiculously good, huh? Oh, wow. So this is the first one, Tango and Cash. Let's do it. Dun, dun, dun. You know, awesome movie. Really cool to have it on Laserdisc too. Definitely give it a look. I mean, Laserdisc looks so cool. I mean, Tango and Cash, awesome movie, but Laserdisc, really awesome. No features or anything. It's just the film. It's in widescreen though, so that's cool. Let's do it. Tango and Cash Laserdisc. This is the Black Rain letterbox edition that is really bad shape. Like, I wasn't really complaining, but I'm not a collector, so I am, but I'm not like, oh, I want it in mint grade condition. As long as the disc works, I don't care, but some bad water damage. It was so bad it ripped everything when I had to take it. I tried to pull it apart, so it kind of ruined the gatefold. But the disc looks fine, so I'll give it a look. Black Rain I haven't seen all the way through. I have the novel and I've read it, but I'll give that a look sometime. This is awesome. I mean, it's fucking Demolition Man on Laserdisc. That movie's fucking epic and awesome. You know, I love Demolition Man. One of my all-time favorites. And honestly, could say Demolition Man could honestly be my favorite sci-fi action film ever made. It's that good. Then we have, this is a different version of Cliffhanger. There's another one that has more features on it that I might try to track down. The Pioneer Special Edition of Cliffhanger. Speaking of Pioneer Special Editions, I'm waiting in the mail. I'm waiting for the Arrival Pioneer Special Edition. Which, real quickly, I'm just going to explain it to you guys about it. I'm just going to explain about it. About the Arrival Special Edition. Because the Arrival Special Edition is unlike any other version of the Arrival that exists. And basically, the Arrival Special Edition, I'm going to go through the Laserdisc database right now. And I got it off the Laserdisc database, which I've gotten Laserdisc off there. And it's really cool, actually, getting Laserdisc off there. They're actual fans of Laserdiscs, and they sell them on this Laserdisc database site. And they're not overpricing them to freaking crazy prices. Some of them they are, because they're harder to find. But they're not overpricing them to hell and back like some people on eBay. So anyway, I got the Arrival Limited Collector's Edition, which has features that aren't on any Arrival. It's not on DVD, any version of the Arrival. It comes with a running audio commentary by the director and the writer David Toy, which is not on the DVD, if I remember correctly. It comes with a widescreen transfer approved by the director. It comes with a theatrical trailer. It also includes a featurette with an alternate ending. Original documentary, which is exclusive to this Laserdisc, includes featuring interviews with Charlie Sheen, Terry Polo, writer-director David Toohey, producer Tom Smith, production designer Michael Novotny, and director-photographer Hiro Narita, ASC. Also includes behind-the-scenes footage, storyboards, and alternate ending. Why the fuck isn't that shit on DVD? That's why I want to get these collector's edition Laserdiscs for features that aren't on DVD. It's like the Ultimate Edition of The Rival, which is a great, underrated sci-fi thriller with Charlie Sheen, in my opinion. And the DVD is as bare bones as it can be, and you have an ability, and there's a commentary you can get off of Laserdisc, and there's a documentary you can get off of it too. So anyway, Cliffhanger, at least the DVD has features, but this is a Cliffhanger Laserdisc. It's a deluxe widescreen version. It doesn't really have any features, but that's okay. I've heard a lot of Laserdisc collectors are saying you really need to be kind of wary about TriStar and Sony of their Laserdiscs because of laser rot problems, because they freaking didn't really, they used dirty heads or something to make Laserdiscs or something. But I don't know. I'll give it a look and see what it looks like later. It's a great film though, and it was part of the set where I got like 10 Laserdiscs for $11, so can't really go wrong with that. Another one, which this isn't the widescreen version, which I will get eventually. This is the stereo extended play, pan and scan version of Big Trouble in Little China, but it's still Big Trouble in Little China, and that movie's awesome. So, it's not on Laserdisc. It's not on Laserdisc. It's all on Laserdisc. It's just not widescreen. There's a widescreen version that 20th Century Fox released later, which I'll try to get hold of later. But Big Trouble in China is an awesome movie. Here's an interesting one. This is the Meteor Man Laserdisc. Of the Meteor Man, which is a movie I grew up with and I haven't seen in years. And I was like, okay, the Meteor Man, okay, cool. It's got the trailer, and it's also got music video on it. It's For You by Shanice. That's the features on it, the theatrical trailer and music video. But out of the blaxploitation sort of superhero comedies that came out in the 90s, this is the lesser one. It's not as good as Blank Man, but it's still entertaining in its own right. But that costume is pretty bad. But that's the Meteor Man on Laserdisc. Pretty cool. Here's Back to the Future Part 2, the widescreen letterbox edition on Laserdisc. I'm going to try to get parts 1 and 3 on widescreen so I can have the full Back to the Future widescreen Laserdisc experience. No, I'm not going to spend $1,200 on the... Or is it $1,500, $1,600 this guy's trying to offer for the rare Muse whatever edition of widescreen edition Laserdiscs of fucking Back to the Future trilogy from Japan or somewhere. I'm not spending that much, sorry. But this is Back to the Future Part 2, which is an underrated sequel in my opinion in the widescreen Laserdisc, so that's pretty cool. Part of the 10 for $11 deal. This is Top Gun, 10 for $11 deal. I love this movie. This is not the widescreen edition, which I will eventually try to get eventually. But this is this part of the set, which came with all 10. And this is something I bought at Everyday Music, True Lies. I got it for like $2. This is the widescreen edition of True Lies. And I watched it recently. It looks fucking fantastic on Laserdisc. And the sound is great. I mean, this movie was just as fun and awesome on Laserdisc. True Lies was awesome. I'm going to do a review of it sometime soon. You'll probably see this Laserdisc again. There's no features on this. It's just the trailers. But there is this really cool in-joke, though, that they did with this Laserdisc. Look at the disc. Omega Sector. So they have the Mega Sector on the Laserdisc on the back side. It says, true fact. Program material has been recorded on the other side of this Laserdisc. Omega Sector, the last line of defense. I thought that was funny. That's a nice little in-joke that they put there. Omega Sector. So that's pretty cool. So True Lies Laserdisc. It looks fantastic on Laserdisc. It was awesome. So, and here's this. This is part of a Christmas present from my parents. I wanted it and I bought it, but they paid me back for it. I paid 30-something bucks for it. It's worth it though. That's really the only Halloween Laserdisc that is in widescreen and the only one I can really care about. Halloween. Down on a 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 down bow bow do. This is the Criterion Edition collection version of Halloween, which is a rarer edition. I've seen a few copies of it on eBay, but none with the buy it now price. They're all bids. Criterion Collection of Halloween, which is just fucking badass, right? Look at this. Isn't that awesome? Ah! And they're like, it's a record. No, it's not. It's the movie. It's Halloween, the movie. With this awesome little gatefold here in fantastic condition. Except for that little crease in the middle. The special features it has is a new widescreen digital transfer and screen-specific audio commentary featuring writer-director John Carpenter, writer-producer Deborah Hill, and actress Jamie Lee Curtis on her big screen debut. Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert give Splatter movies 2 thumbs down while praising Halloween in a controversial 1980s geek preview segment. The original theatrical trailer, separate music and effects track, additional footage shot for the 1980 television release, photo essay on the making, marketing, and mimicking of Halloween, illustrated filmographies of John Carpenter, Donald Pleasance, and Jamie Lee Curtis, genre guide by John McCarty, the author of Spattle movies breaking the last taboo of the screen, including capture reviews and cold-blooded killer movies from the Bad Seed to Halloween 5. And I don't mind John McCarty. He does a good job with his reviews. I have his splatter movies. I have his splatter movie guides, volume 1 and 2. So, really cool to have a really cool Laserdisc of Halloween. This is the best edition of Laserdisc you could possibly get. The Criterion Collection is actually, they started out doing Laserdisc before they started doing DVDs. So that's something to know. The Halloween Laserdisc in pretty good shape. I'm going to keep this in its little case from now on. Certain Laserdiscs I'm just going to keep in wrapper, in plastic or whatever. The ones that could potentially be worth something in the future. And I feel that this could definitely be one. So Halloween, really awesome. Criterion Collection Laserdisc. Here is a Laserdisc of Deep Star 6, part of the 11 Laserdisc for $10 lot. The reason why I did that is because it came with not only Deep Star 6, but also came with Leviathan, and I'll show that to you pretty soon. No features on it. It's just a pan and scan edition. You know, it's got surround sound, but it's not in widescreen format or anything. But it's still Deep Star 6 in a Laserdisc format, and Laserdisc is pretty cool. Deep Star 6 is okay. It's a decent underwater film. And right now I'm bidding on Endless Descent. So I'm trying to complete my underwater, 1989 underwater, crazy underwater films on Laserdisc. So then maybe I just review them all 4 of them on Laserdisc. I don't think Words of the Deep is released on Laserdisc, and if it is, I'm not paying a ridiculous amount of money for it. This is another thing I got at Everyday Music. I paid $8 for it, I think. About much as I probably would have paid at Goodwill. But this is The Shadow, the widescreen letterbox edition. I have fun. I did enjoy Alec Baldwin's The Shadow. It's a childhood favorite of mine. I watched it a lot as a kid. Like I said, originally as a kid, I didn't really like it that much. But like I said in my review, it really did grow on me. I really do like this film now. And I think Alec Baldwin was fantastic in it. So I'll definitely give a look on the Laserdisc. See what format. This one. This is awesome. Prepare to be mind to be blown. This is the Signature Collection 2-disc widescreen edition of The Thing. And this is in really good shape. And the cool thing about this Laserdisc, it was released the same time around as the DVD that I have. The collector's edition. Trying to get out of here. This DVD was released in 1998 by Universal, a DVD. And at the same time, this was released. And in 98, 99, around that, Lasers are really starting to get, they were really starting to go down the wayside. And this is definitely probably one of the harder ones to find. I got it for, I think, $28 eBay. This is what the gatefold looks like. And what's really cool about this edition is the only thing different between this Laserdisc and the DVD of The Thing, of this, not only probably quality, I guarantee The Thing is going to look better in quality on this Laserdisc than on that DVD. Some sound problems. I think maybe the Very Superstitious by, I've heard something from him talking about this Laserdisc. maybe the very superstitious, thing, very superstitious is dubbed with a different song. But this Laserdisc has the commentary by John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. It's on this Laserdisc. It's got the whole Terror Takes Shape documentary on it. It also has the never-before-seen stop-motion animation footage cut from the film, exclusive work-in-progress visual effects footage, behind-the-scenes location footage, the original theatrical trailer, outtakes from the film, behind-the-scenes photographs, storyboards and conceptual art. All the features that are on that DVD are on this Laserdisc, which is really cool. And I haven't seen it on Laserdisc. It's probably one of the films on Laserdisc I'm probably going to watch pretty soon, just to see what the difference might be in terms of quality and sound. But, I mean, I was like, I want the thing on Laserdisc because I saw the widescreen version when I was in Oklahoma. I was like, the thing. And of course, like, to my sadness, there's nothing in the case. So there's nothing in it. It was empty. So I was always on a hunt for Laserdisc on the thing. And this is the best version you could possibly get. So that's really cool. A cool Laserdisc of the thing with features and everything that are on the DVD, and there's really nothing different. So that's cool. But speaking of other Universal Special Editions, there's another one I got, which I'm waiting for still to be shipped. I got a Laserdisc, the special edition of Jaws. It's the signature limited edition, which has the 2-hour-long documentary. That's only in parts on the DVD. So, and it comes with a CD of Jaws and also a book. So it's kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show one. This is what I'm talking about. Leviathan Laserdisc with this sticker on it, which I would take off, but it would fuck up the cover. And I've already tried to take it off, and it's just not gonna look right. Awesome cover art. I'm absolutely giddy to own Leviathan on Laserdisc because I love the film, and there's no features on the Laserdisc. Sadly, there isn't any. Just like the DVD, all it has is the trailer. That's it. And I think that's it. I don't even think it even has a trailer. It's just a letterbox and widescreen, which it's fine with me. It's fucking Leviathan on awesome format Laserdisc, and that's definitely worth it. I love Leviathan. So that's the Laserdisc of Leviathan, and then here's this. Prepare to be jealous, folks. I'm not trying to really. You probably won't feel jealous if you don't even own a Laserdisc player. If you don't even own one, then this isn't really, worth it, but I come in peace. You go in pieces, asshole. I come in peace. Widescreen edition on Laserdisc. Wow. I got this for $20 and only paid $6 shipping. This is incredibly hard to find. It has little dings on the front. I don't really care. Dings, whatever. I don't give a shit. This is I Come in Peace on Laserdisc. It's probably the best edition of this film you can get. Anchor Bay helped release this on Laserdisc in 1996 through LumaVision. There's another version of I Come in Peace on Laserdisc, which is just a pan and scan version. This is a widescreen edition of I Come in Peace, which has surround sound, and in all honesty, probably might be in better condition than the fucking DVD, bootleg DVD that MGM is offering. I don't know. I'll definitely give it a look, and I'll probably rip it sometime because I'm posting it on my blog. This is the widescreen edition of I Come in Peace on Laserdisc. It's got the theatrical trailer on it. That's the only feature. But the widescreen edition of I Come in Peace was digitally transferred from Vision International's archival internegative on consultation from the cinematographer Mark Irwin. So that's pretty cool. But this is the Laserdisc of I Come in Peace, which it doesn't have a gatefold, but I don't really care because it's fucking I Come in Peace, a fucking Laserdisc, and you can't beat that awesomeness. So yeah, I Come in Peace on Laserdisc, which is just awesome. And the awesomeness will keep on continuing, folks. I still got even more awesome Laserdiscs to show you. This is only the tip of the iceberg right now. And then I got Austin VHS tapes to show you. So this is like a little Christmas present for you guys after Christmas, is what I'm saying. It's called Christmas Aftermath. So, Come in Peace, widescreen edition. Awesome. Then we have another film that's not on DVD, and a film I enjoy a lot. Got it for a good deal on eBay. Arena. I always like this cover. It's so cool. Tonight, the championship grudge match. Man vs. Monster. Steve Armstrong. Horde. For 1,000 years, no human has been the champion. He wants to be the first. I have fun with Arena. It's a low-budget film. Roger Corman production. That Richard Band actually produced it. Charles Band produced production. That's actually a lot of fun. Christopher Reeve wannabe, Steve Armstrong. You know, it's basically blood sport in space, and I have fun with it. Space Rocky. Horde! No one can beat Horde! Horde! So, Arena, the film that I watched with Matt one night. Have fun with it. Tales from the Crypt, Bordello Blood on Laserdisc. It was cheap, that's why. That's another thing I got at Everyday Music. I had Demon Night in Oklahoma. So, and this is in really good shape, so I might wait. I might just buy Demon Night sometime from a seller, because I don't know when I'm going to get mine back, and I don't know what kind of shape it's going to be. This is Bordello Blood, though. A sequel that's alright until the ending, and I haven't seen it in years, though. But it was a pretty cheap Laserdisc, so I went for it. Tales from the Crypt, Bordello Blood. It's a widescreen edition. And here we're getting down to the awesomeness. Getting close to it pretty soon. This is the ultimate for a Ghostbusters fan. And I gotta give a special thanks to the guy in the Laserdisc database who basically helped me with this. I think his name is Chijungo Chuka did something. Like Chijungo or something. He named his store after some kind of Japanese thing. And the guy was very, very good. Some of the best customer service I've ever had. His name is David, actually. I want to thank you personally, David. You do a great job here with the packaging and everything. He packaged the discs outside of it so they wouldn't get screwed up. He gave me a little special note with it, and I actually got it. This is really cool, actually. This is what he did. He sent this. I bought this off the Laserdisc database, and he sent it to me. And he basically, this is really cool. He wrote this by hand. He said, "Hi, Mike. Thanks for the purchase. I watched the whole movie through. It played perfectly. As you noted, it really is loaded with special features." So the whole thing, though, with this is a Criterion edition of Ghostbusters. The ultimate for Ghostbusters fans when it comes to Laserdisc or format. But anyway, for a Ghostbusters fan, anyway, it's ultimate. You need to own it. Even if you don't even have a Laserdisc player, just how awesome it is. It's because it's so damn awesome. So anyway, he did this whole thing. I wanted it, and it was cheap. I was like, $21 for this? Are you kidding me? Everyone's offering $50, $60 for this edition. And so it's in the Laserdisc database. Guy goes in, I put a bid on it, I commit to buy it, and right away he sends me this email with pictures and stuff of the disc. I was like, awesome. It's like, does it look satisfactory to you? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, it does. It looks great. Let's work out how payment. And then he sends me it, and then I get the really nice heartfelt messages and stuff. Like, it says it really is loaded with special features. I also included 10 extra plastic LD sleeves. I'm not kidding, he did. He included 10 extra sleeves for me. Like, he included 10 more sleeves. So I could use them to put, in other laser discs. 10 sleeves. The guy included 10 extra sleeves. I mean, that's going above and beyond, man. I mean, that's like... I'm trying to remember where I actually put those sleeves, in all honesty. He got me 10 extra sleeves, which will help me, put other laser discs, in these extra sleeves, which is really cool. So I can't locate the 10 extra sleeves right now, but I'll find them later. But anyway, he got me 10 extra sleeves, and he says it's part of a Christmas gift. as an Xmas gift, and these are pretty good and probably pretty reasonably priced from Square Deal Recordings in San Luis, California. They cost about 10 cents and 1,000 pizzas. A cover will keep the nice LD cover artwork looking great for years. Enjoy the movie. Thanks again for the purchase, and best regards, Dave Harris. That's really nice. I mean, that's really nice of him. So, I got a cover, which I'll just use this one for it. So, I mean, really cool. So, this Criterion Collection edition of Ghostbusters, which is not all new and freaking heavy, it's gatefold, which is really cool, actually. It's gatefold, behind the scenes Ghostbusters, really cool photos. There's Mr. Stay Puft and Slimer and the Terror Dog. So anyway, I think this has features that are on the DVD. I don't know if they are or not. Each side of the disc has supplementary sections on them. It has a special effects comparison, a library ghost, deleted footage, a stairway, storyboard side 1, screenplay and side 1. He's line and a supplementary section side 2 of disc 1. Special features, special effects comparison, ballroom, storyboard side 2, screenplay side 2. Side 3, you get supplementary section, deleted footage, Janine and Egon, storyboard side 3, screenplay side 3. Side 4, you get the rest of the movie and you get supplementary section, which is chapter 37. It has the theatrical teaser trailer, which is not in the DVD if I remember correctly. The original theatrical trailer, making of Ghostbusters experts, special effects, they buff Marshmallow Man, improvisations, insider notes, storyboard size 1 through 4, and the complete screenplay. That's a shit ton of features on this thing. So, I mean, really great job, great customer service by the guy who sold it to me. I couldn't have asked for better service or better help or anything, and you know, a great deal. You see, because I actually have another version of Ghostbusters, this Laserdisc. I have the other version. I have the re-release version of the Criterion Collection, which doesn't have all these features. I actually bought that one thinking it was this one, but it isn't. But this is the one I want. This is the Ghostbusters Criterion Collection, loaded with fucking features. And some of them are on the DVD and some of them aren't. It doesn't have like a commentary or anything, but that's okay though. It's alright. So, I mean, that's just awesome though. Laserdisc of Ghostbusters. In pretty damn good condition, things considered. For how old this is. This actually came out around the same time as Ghostbusters 2. This Laserdisc came out in 1989. And it's the year I was born. It was pretty cool. But speaking of stuff coming out in 89, we have, I'm just getting this in this case so it'll look nice and good for a while. So the cover will look great for years to come. That's better. Okay. This is the cover that True Lies was in when I got it at Everyday Music. This cover that I'm putting Ghostbusters in right now. And okay. Criterion Collection, Ghostbusters. Put it right in its cover. It looks great, nice, and awesomeness. Really cool. Now, speaking of Ghostbusters 2, which came out in 89, here is the Laserdisc of Ghostbusters 2. They didn't do anything for this disc, just like they don't do for the DVD. It's not even in widescreen, if I remember correctly. I think it's just in pan and scan. It's not even in widescreen. It's just in full screen. It doesn't have any features or anything. But it's still Ghostbusters 2 on Laserdisc, so I have both movies on Laserdisc now. Which is crazy. I have both movies on DVD now. I have both movies in VHS, and I have both movies on Laserdisc. Fucking, I'm a Ghostbusters fanatic, that's for sure. Call me a huge GB fan. So, next up, though, is awesomeness. I couldn't believe this. This was originally offered for $30 on eBay, and I made an offer for $20, and the guy accepted it. The Taking of Beverly Hills on Laserdisc. And look at the difference here. Look at those words. Widescreen edition. There is not a widescreen edition that I know of available on VHS. This movie is still not on DVD, and I doubt it ever will be. And this also has a really cool behind-the-scenes anecdotes on the making of the film on the back of the Laserdisc. I will definitely rip this sometime. So, fans of this film, like Matt, Nefri, and even myself, so just in case I'm going to have it as a Laserdisc, it will definitely not happen in my position. So it'll look good. But this is the widescreen edition of Taking to Beverly Hills. There isn't a version of that exists. And it's not on DVD, so this is the closest you can get to owning it on DVD. I didn't even know it was even on Laserdisc. So, that's really cool. This is Taking to Beverly Hills on Laserdisc edition. And here's another thing I got, this is pretty cool. This is the Rocketeer on Laserdisc, which is no features, just the trailer, just like the DVD, but it's in better transfer than the DVD. The DVD, they just half-assed it and didn't even transfer it that well. So this is in widescreen. I'm pretty guarantee it's going to look better than it does on the DVD. Pretty much close to the Blu-ray. Probably might look better, but why buy it if there's no features on it? So, but this is a Rocketeer though, and I'm a big fan of the Rocketeer. It's one of my all-time favorite films. So, owning a Laserdisc, you know, that's pretty cool. There's no features or anything though, but it's still the Rocketeer, and yeah, pretty much the same cover that the DVD had. But it includes the trailer, though. The actual trailer on it, which is the same thing the DVD includes. So now we are to the last two Laserdiscs that I have right now. There's other ones I'm bidding on, and other ones I'm waiting for in the mail I haven't gotten yet. But here's a $15. The Howling. The widescreen special edition, The Howling. Widescreen collector's edition Laserdisc. Really cool, huh? Awesome cover anyway. And Laserdisc format is just even more epic. Really cool, huh? Okay. The gatefold, like this. That's really cool too. Really cool gatefold. The Howling. This has features on it actually. This is released through New Line and Image, this Laserdisc. Features, Collector's Edition, Howling has exclusive widescreen transfer supervised by the director Joe Dante. Running commentary by Joe Dante stars D. Wallace Stone, Christopher Stone, Robert Ricardo on Analog Track 1. Pino D'Ageno's score isolated on Analog Track 2. Animator David Allen discusses the work on the film, presents his deleted stop-motion sequences. Additional deleted scenes including the fabled hot tub sequence, outtake reel, complete shooting script illustrated by director, production stills, the trailer, and sides 2 and 3 and 4 are all CAV or something. So that's pretty cool. 1995 was when this was released. So January 1995, Joe Dante. I got a little picture here at the end. It says January 1995, Robert Picardo, Joe Dante, D. Wallace Stone, Christopher Stone record the commentary of this Laserdisc on a rainy day at Joe Dante's house. That's pretty cool. So the Howling, and then why not end this Laserdisc section with this absolutely awesome, unbelievably awesomeness that you would just blow your mind in complete awesomeness, and you'll just be like, but and your head will, and your face will blow off, and it'll just leave nothing but a skull. They're like, it can't possibly be that awesome, but it is, trust me. So this is a thank you, Dad. Merry Christmas to me. Thank you, Dad, for this Christmas present. He sent me a little gift card, and I used it to buy this. Bam! Oh my God! This is not a record. This is Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn. The Lead Entertainment, rare as fuck, blood red laser disc. You're like, blood red? What the fuck is blood? I'll show you what blood red means. And then you'll understand why this will blow your mind. No. I'll just put a new piece of tape on it. It's no big deal. Weak tape, anyway. Here we go. Fairly great shape. I didn't open the whole thing. I still left some of the plastic on it, which, because I like that blood red, thing on it. Blood red. I want to leave it on there. But this disc actually has features on it. For a while, this disc of Evil Dead was the only edition that was really any good. It does have an issue with the documentary, and the guy actually put a little note on here in the side of the disc, which is really great. Got this from the Laserdisc vault, and this guy actually put a little note, which is cool. Actually put a little note on here about what the errors are on the disc. No, due to technical error, the opening shot of Chapter 26, Behind the Screams, the documentary, does not contain the digital audio soundtrack. Here, the segment is entirely simply select analog audio and Laserdisc remote. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. But anyway, this is Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn, which that cover it's just awesome. I mean, is that not so badass? It's just it. And then you have the back, which is awesome too. So it has features on it. It has the movie, of course. It has the features, which is theatrical trailer and Evil Dead 2 Beyond the Screams, the documentary. But it has has a running audio commentary by featuring Sam Raimi and Scott Spiegel and makeup effects Nicotero and Bruce Campbell. And yes, it is. They took that commentary from this Laserdisc and put it on the DVD. And for a while, this is the only way you could listen to a Laserdisc. It's funny. This is a special message from Bruce Campbell from the back. Dear Knuckleheads, so you just couldn't get enough carnage and mayhem in the first Evil Dead film, huh? Oh no, you need more. But strap yourselves in and prepare for the mother of all sequels and Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. We follow once again the adventures and misadventures of Ash, the movie world's most abused hero. Hit the road, Freddy. Hang it up, Jason. Here comes modern day zombie killer extraordinaire, Ash. He's not a cop. No special skills or CIA training for this guy. He's just a regular schmo waging war against the evil Walking Dead with a sawed-off shotgun, chainsaw, and a bad attitude. Smarter heroes, there's plenty. But let's hope this guy's in your corner when the Deadites come calling. I recommend at least one viewing per week to promote health, happiness, and longevity. Best to ya, Bruce Campbell. This warning, what you are about to see should not be attempted at home. Chainsaws are for wood, not for demons. Shotguns are for recreational use only. They should be oiled and cleaned regularly and should never be sawed off for any reason whatsoever. That was classic. So, Evil Dead 2 Laserdisc, but that cover's awesome, but what I'm talking about is this. Oh my god! It's blood red. They said blood red edition, not as a gimmick, not as some like they do with DVDs, special blood red edition, which really just means it has a bunch of features. It really is blood red. The disc itself is literally blood red. I'm going to take it out carefully and show it to you without the plastic on it. It's blood red. Wow. And look at the reflection. Look at me. Look at my Evil Dead 2 background. Ah! So, anyway. Blood red. Just look how awesome that is. It's just so goddamn awesome. Blood red. Ah! So, seriously. There is not a disc like this. For a collector, especially Evil Dead, I gotta stuff on it. For a collector of Evil Dead, anybody, horror film guys, this is like a collector horror movie collector's dream come true. This Laserdisc. DVDs cannot have this. DVDs can't do what Laserdisc does. DVDs can't have blood red editions because they can't scan it. Laserdiscs have some different type of scanner, I guess, can scan it properly. But some Laserdisc players have some problems, but hopefully mine isn't one of them. But anyway, Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn, though, I mean, this is just... Thank you, Dad. This is amazing. Thank you. Merry Christmas to me. Thank you, Dad. So anyway, Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn, I mean, awesome. I mean, the fucking blood red edition. So, I mean, really, that's just too much awesomeness for one person to handle. So, all I'm going to say, folks, is, like, I wasn't kidding you when I meant some really good, high quality, high end, awesome laserdiscs. So it's not over yet. I still got some VHS tapes I'm going to show you. There's some of them I'm going to save for a later VHS update. I'm just going to show you the tapes that I got in a recent haul. There's another one that I did get in another haul that I'll show later. But in order, in a sense, to make this video not 3 hours long, which not everybody wants to watch a 3-hour long video of me just showing stuff I got. But I know some people, I know it's a comment I think on the VHS Update 480, where some guy's like, has anybody ever watched this 2.5 hours in its entirety by themselves? I'm like, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I don't know if anybody's watching its entirety all at once. Because it is pretty damn fucking long. If I say so myself. I did kind of overdo it a bit, I think. But that's because I had a shit ton of stuff to, basically had a crap ton of stuff to show you. And I still have a lot of stuff to show you, but I'm just not going to show all of it because it's kind of ridiculous. So, but just let me put my laserdiscs back where they were. So, and oh yeah, and speaking of Evil Dead as well, also, and I'll talk about this. Well, speaking of Evil Dead, I won also from Europe, from a European eBay seller, an Elite Laserdisc of Evil Dead. But it's a one that's not really in their features on. It's not the limited 2-disc gold edition, which I will be getting sometime. It's the single disc one. But I got it for $20, so that's really not a bad deal at all. So, I hate this diet shit. That's all they have here, so better than nothing, I guess. So anyway, talk to you guys about my haul. This haul is insane. This bag right here of tapes, right here, this bag itself, that's not all of it. Okay, there's 2 stacks of tapes that I have. Okay. Right here, this giant stack right here, so I don't make it fall, okay? There's another stack that's the same size. So it's all told us out to 40 VHS tapes. Just quick, make a guess to how much I spent on it. Go ahead. Just leave a comment, whatever, make a guess to yourself. I probably said 40? $40? $1 each? Or 50 or 60, maybe $2 each? No. Not even close. All of that I got for only $20. All of that I got for the price of this. This 20 equals all of that. You're like, no. And I'm like, yeah. Now that's a haul. One of the best VHS hauls I've had in a long while. Reason why it was so cheap is there's this place near my way called Movie Movers. They're going out of business because they got bought out by some greedy fuck. A lot of businesses have had that problem. Probably they could have turned it down, but they're like, that's a shit ton of money. I'm not going to turn it down. I'm sorry. I'll be living in the high life. Anyway, going out of business. Their deals were already good with their tapes. They had 88 cents tapes. Now 50% off, 44 cents each? You kidding me? Last haul I did, and I'll show that in another video, was pretty decent. This haul was twice as badass. And I'll start it off with the stuff that I have, just stacked up right now. TC2000. Billy Blank's, Joel Mary, Billy Blank, on VHS. Curious about it. I did find a link online, but like Every said, I think that one might be kind of edited, so I might take a look at this, see if there's any differences. I don't know. If there is, I might rip it, so then you get an actual version that's not edited or something. TC2000, ridiculous cover. Billy Blank's, that haircut is horrible. That is so damn awful. It's the worst fade I've ever seen in my life. So, you have TC2000, 44 cents. The Glass Shield, a thriller I've been wanting to see because I saw trailers for it before Judge Dredd. With Lori Petty and a guy named Michael Boatman and Ice Cube. Got a lot of good critical acclaim. I like Lori Petty, so I'll give it a shot. Miramax actually released this, and it's in really good shape. You can see it's still on the shine because it was still in its packaging. Glass Shield, 44 cents. Traces of Red with Jim Belushi, and it's not a softcore porn, but it makes it look like it. I really was never interested in the film when I saw the cover before because the cover makes it look like a softcore porn. It isn't a softcore porn. It has some sex sequences, but I saw the trailer on one of these other VHS tapes I have. I was like, that looks like it might be good. A good thriller. The trailer makes it look doesn't make it look like a softcore porn. Like traces of red lipstick instead of just traces of blood. I don't know, but I like James Belushi. And Tony Goldwyn's in it too. So that's Traces of Red, 44 cents. You wouldn't believe how much I got this for. Can't Stop the Music. Extremely rare, not on a DVD. Yes, it's a cheeseball film starring Steve Guttenberg and the Village People. But still, yeah, I know it's the Village People. I said the Village People. But I've been curious about it. It's not on DVD as far as I know. So, for 50 cents? That's not 50 cents. For 44 cents. That's insane. Can't Stop the Music. Martin Sheen and Shattered Spirits is something that Froggy just posted, which I thought would be interesting. And for 44 cents, I'm like, why not? It's like an interesting idea. The tranquility of a peaceful, upscale neighborhood is suddenly shattered when a father, Martin Sheen, explodes, revealing the tragic secret that he and his family have lived with. His violent rampages transform into a fun-loving, caring father and husband into an abusive, violent man, and an out of control and over the edge. And his children, Matthew Laboratoire from Deadly Friend, Rosanna Zoll, and Lucas Haas, are cornered with nowhere to go. He loses his job, bringing on a night of rage and frenzy only the police can contain. In the aftermath of his violence, he must face the ultimate terror. I think it's about his alcoholism that Martin Sheen plays a guy who is a rabid alcoholic and just fucks things up. And Melinda Dillon is in it. And it looks like it's got some really good ratings on it. You know, actor Sheen is once more superb. Dillon strikes home as a willing victim. Compelling, Shattered Spirits is committing, cuts deep, and touches too many of truths not to be heralded. So I was like, okay, Shattered Spirits. 44 cents. Paradise Alley with Stallone. The better version of the one I have in Oklahoma. I'm too close to paradise. So, I really think this is an underrated movie, and I don't know if Matt's seen it yet. I would like to see what his opinion on that one and Fistar. I paid $1 for this one, The Wraith, on Lightning Video, in like really, really, really good shape for how old it is. So, The Wraith. This movie that I've been curious about, Christopher Walken in Deadline, a movie that I checked out from the library years ago and never watched it. It might be an interesting drama. It's basically Christopher Walken plays a character named Dan Stevens, who is a tough-minded journalist who risks death and daily trying to uncover the truth of war-torn Lebanon, where right and wrong and even the enemy are impossible to identify. And suddenly a major news story breaks when Stevens is offered an exclusive interview with an elusive leader of the PLO. When the story is released, Stevens realizes he's been set up and tricked into reviewing an imposter who's fed him with a pack of lies. With his reputation on the line, Stevens sets out to get the truth. Following a bloody trail of murder and brutal assassination, he gains access to the terrorist camp, where he learns of a planned attack on hundreds of civilian refugees. This time, his desperate struggle to meet the deadline is a matter of life and death. The story is true, but will anyone listening to American journalists ban it as a troublemaker? Sounds like an interesting idea. And it has some good trailers on it. There's a trailer for a movie that Virgin Vision released called Headhunter, which looked like a fucking cheesy blast of horror and hilarity, which I really want to find. But this is Deadline. Christopher Walken. This is again 44 cents. This is Man's Best Friend with always curious about this one with Ali Sheedy and Diane Summerson. Trailer looked goofy. I don't mind the cover art though, and I'll give it a shot sometime. Man's Best Friend. 44 cents. You can't go wrong with 44 cents. I mean, that's the whole thing. That's even less than 6 cents less than 50. China Lake Murders. Trust him, he's a cop. This is a TV movie that starred Tom Skerritt and Michael Parks. There's that stack. This one, which I was ecstatic when this is what I first saw when I walked in the door, was this, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, this one? Blackout, which is not on DVD, and I love this cover art, because it makes it literally looks like someone ripped the box, and they do a fantastic job making it look like that. I mean, even on the back, it's so good. I looked at the back, I'm like, oh shit, my box is ripped, but it really isn't. It's just the way that it's set up, the box art. Sounds like a really interesting film. It's had a good review by a Hollywood Reporter saying it's a tense murder mystery thriller with a top-flight cast. Stars Richard Widmark, Keith Carradine, Kathleen Quinlan, and Michael Beck. And it says, the tagline is, you can never escape your past. In a small Ohio town, Lucy Vincent and her 3 children are brutally murdered, and her husband mysteriously disappears. A month later, a fiery car crash leaves the only survivor horribly disfigured, Keith Carradine, and totally amnesiac. After extensive treatment, he starts a new life in the name Alan Devlin. Years pass, but police chief Richard Widmark, who handled the Vincent massacre and remains obsessed with tracking down the killer. And when the anonymous tip suggests it could be Devlin, the nightmare begins again. Is he the perfect husband or the perfect killer? For his new wife, Kathleen Quinlan, and children is as simple as life or death. I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And this had a good review in the Creature Features Guide, too, and that's the reason why. I just like the way this cover is. It's very clever, and yeah, Blackout for 44 cents. I was like, are you kidding me? This movie I got because I saw the trailer, and they're like, it's a chick flick. It's like I saw the trailer, and it looked like it might be fun. That's all, might be a fun, feel-good film. Shag the Movie, which is directed by Zelda Barron, and it actually stars... It basically takes place in the 60s, and it stars... Paige Hanna, Annabeth Gish, and Bridget Fonda, and Phoebe Cates. And I really do love me some Phoebe Cates. So maybe that's not just Phoebe Cates. Maybe that's the reason why I got it. But it was 44 cents, and I was curious about it. So sue me. Here's this one. It was completely unopened when I got it. Dead Air, one of the last films Gregory Hines did. And it always looked like a good thriller from the trailers I've seen. Dead Air with Gregory Hines and Deborah Ferrantino. Once again, only 44 cents. Off Limits with Willem Dafoe and Gregory Hines. I haven't copied this in Oklahoma, but it's not in the Gregory case. I think it's in a rental box. But Off Limits with Gregory Hines and Willem Dafoe. It has that teaser trailer for Cocoon the Return, which is better than the entire movie, and the teaser trailer for The Fly 2. It's more of a thriller than an action film, but the trailer makes it look like a buddy cop film, and it isn't, so that's misleading. But this is Off Limits. Scissors with Sharon Stone and Steve Railsback and Michelle Phillips and Ronnie Cox. The only reason why I got it because I was interested by the plot. At first I was like, one of the scissors, and then I read the back, and I was like, oh. Sharon Stone is electrifying as a woman driven to the edge of insanity in this taut psychological thriller from Frank D. Falitta, director who did Audrey Rose. Stone plays Angie Anderson, a beautiful, emotionally fragile woman living alone in the big city. When she is attacked in her apartment building, she manages to thwart her assailant by stabbing him with a pair of scissors, but not before he vows to return. Angie's emotional state begins to weaken as she's overwhelmed by fears and real and imagined. A handsome neighbor, Steve Railsback, and an esteemed psychologist, Ronnie Cox, seem to want help, but someone is leading Angie into a nightmare of madness and terror, and a final confrontation with her worst long-repressed fear. Sounds like an interesting idea. It was released in 1990, so I thought it might be interesting. A thriller, see if Sharon Stone could stretch her acting chops, and for 44 cents, you can't really go wrong. Here's another one I got. The 44 cents one. Inside Edge with Michael Madsen and Richard Lynch. At first I thought it was Richard Lynch and Michael Madsen in a buddy cop film, but of course that's not the case. To make it look like it. But basically, young Michael Madsen, Richard Lynch plays a bad guy. I think I saw a trailer for this before on another tape, and I don't remember which one it was. I'm kind of curious about it, so. Inside Edge, okay, cool. Give it a look, 44 cents. Might be a fun, action thriller. This film, Get Crazy, which is not on DVD, and for 44 cents, I'm like, gotta be kidding me. I don't know if I have a copy of this or not in Oklahoma or not. But this is Get Crazy, with the young Daniel Stern, Malcolm McDowell, and the whole movie opens up with this crazy, kitschy space parody of Star Wars, and then they have this whole thing where this one guy, he's Max Wolf, the theater owner, wants to basically put on the biggest Star Spangled show ever. All these different stars, music acts. And there's this whole thing where he's asking the crew to do something, and they all at once say, "Fuck you!" I was like, ha ha ha. Oh God, I'm gonna love that movie. So I'll definitely watch this sometime. It's on. I think it's on Froggy. I think. Completely unopened for 44 cents is great. Downtown, not on DVD. I know Efrey's been talking about this film. The trailer I saw looked like it would be really good. So it was really cool to get the copy of this one, Downtown. Which, why the fuck isn't this on DVD? Downtown with Anthony Edwards and Forrest Whitaker. You know, when you pound this beat, it pounds you back. Downtown, the original 1980 release of Jaws from MCA. You know, you can tell because it's got the MCA video, it's a set incorporated thing on it. And it works alright. For an old tape, it's still pretty good. Yeah, this is the stuff you do when it's only 44 cents. You're like, fuck it. Scarecrow. Piece of shit movie. But 44 cents, I was like, fuck it. So that's that stack. I got the 2 more stacks inside this bag. So we're not done yet. But just real quickly, I'm gonna have a little snack. Kinda hungry, so. Xmas that my aunt made me for Christmas, so it's cool. I know I'm not drinking piss, it's green tea, though it does kind of look like piss. Urine. Got urine? No, I'm sorry. Anyway. This one particularly is one I've been wanting to see for years. I saw the trailer for it. I can't find the trailer anywhere online. And I don't remember what VHS tape the trailer was on. It has to be a box release from like 1992. Anyway, this is back in the USSR. The first film ever actually filmed entirely in Russia. They let them do it in the Moscow Square. I don't know if that's the way you say it or not. The trailer looked like it might be a lot of fun, and I'm looking for this movie for a long time, so to catch it at that place was just like, 44 cents! Young Americans tour Russia turns unexpectedly chaotic in this fast-paced thriller filmed on location in Moscow, when Archer Sloan, Frank Whaley, encounters Lena, Natalia Nagoda, a sultry beauty with an attitude. He's lured into Moscow that tourists never get to see. Lena has stolen a priceless work of art, and as events spin out of control, Archer finds himself without a passport, accused of murder, hunted by the police, and pursued by a ruthless smuggler, played by Roman Polanski. That scumbag director, who touches kids inappropriately. A heart-stopping chase through the Moscow underworld, back in the USSR, is a shimmering tale of seduction and high stakes, intrigue set amidst upheaval that led to the breakup of the Soviet Union. It's directed by Duran Sarafan, who does a decent job with these type of movies, and I've just been curious about this film. The trailer really got me. So, hopefully it lives up to the trailer, which I haven't seen in a while. If I can find it, but back in the USSR. This film, which is actually a remake of an older film from the 50s, but I've always been curious about Desperate Hours because the trailer looked really good. Mickey Rourke and Anthony Hopkins, and Lindsay Krause, and Mimi Rogers, and Kelly and Elias Cotes. Yeah, and Kelly Lynch. So, yeah, Desperate Hours, which, this was also pretty much, it wasn't a completely an open one, but it was pretty close to it. Desperate Hours, looks like I might have a really good performance by Mickey Rourke. So, definitely was going to give that a look on sometime. Bless me. Sorry. The beat. God. They never come in ones for me. It's always twos or threes. The Beat, which stars John Savage, Kara Glover, and Paul Dillon. And it's sort of like a... It's basically in Hells Bay, New York. A bleak urban wasteland that has spawned tough, streetwise kids willing to do anything in the relentless fight for survival. A haven of drugs and violence, this concrete jungle offers no escape or hope. Not for Billy McNamara, Kate, or Frank Ellsworth, played by John Savage. Their idealistic teacher who struggles daily against the decadence and apathy in his students' lives. Where Rex Vorhars, David Jacobson, appears, spouting radical poetry and bizarre philosophies. The kids call him retarded. But as Billy and Kate befriend Rex, they realize he's not crazy, just full of hope and promise of a better life. 1986 film that I just thought might be kind of interesting to see if John Savage can stretch his acting chops and be good. But John's not really known for his acting skills. 44 Cents, again, this is an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation I've always liked, The Skin of Evil. I always like the creature, the tar monster, which is called Armus. And that's also the one where we lost Denise Crosby. We lost Tasha Yar. Here's another one. Case for Murder with Jennifer Grey and Peter Berg. I saw the trailer for on another VHS one time. I thought, alright, 44 cents, why not give it a shot? This one is called Blood Money, starring Andy Garcia and Ellen Barkin. It's Corey Clinton and Nadine. And the reason why I got this is because it's interesting to see a young Andy Garcia and Ellen Barkin. Really, I pretty much got it because of Ellen Barkin. Because I like Ellen Barkin and I think she's an underrated actress. So for 44 cents, I'm like, sure, why not? Crystal Heart. You're like, what? A pig? Pig? What? I got this because I like the soundtrack. It's on my blog. And it stars Tawny Katane. The "Here I Go Again on My Own Girl" in the music video with the nipple slip. And Lloyd Bachner's in it, and so from Airplane 2, but I was always curious about it. It's like a music drama thing. And Tawny Katane is like a music star. It's totally 80s, but I like 80s films. Crystal Heart. It's funny, the trailer before that is Crimes of Passion with Kathleen Turner. To Kill a Stranger with Donald Pleasance and Dean Stockwell. Sounded like an interesting idea, that's why I got it. I think it's on Froggy. It stars Christina Carver, played by Angelica Maria. Christina Carver, a young, beautiful, and sexy, and she's on her way to meet her husband, Dean Stockwell, when her car crashes during a storm on a deserted country road. Injured and afraid, she flags down Colonel Caustic, Donald Pleasance, a passerby who offers to take her to his house where he can call for assistance. Once inside the eerie house, it becomes apparent he has no intentions of assisting her. To Christina's horror, she finds herself alone, trapped and facing an evil rapist and murderer. Her horror turns to bone-chilling fear when she realizes her only chance of survival is to kill a stranger. I'm like, Donald Pleasance as a serial killer rapist? I was like, it was interesting to check it out because Donald Pleasance is, I always like Donald Pleasance, so to play a killer might be interesting. So To Kill a Stranger. This movie called Witness the Execution, which I only got because the idea sounded interesting, and it also stars Sean Young and Tim Daly, who I liked in Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde, a guilty pleasure of mine. And the idea is basically, the tagline is, in 1999, there's a new standard for television ratings. It's an interesting idea. Welcome to the future of network television. Athletic events are passe. First-run movies are dead. But there's a killer alternative. Brace yourself as you become a witness to the execution. Sean Young stars as Jessica Traynor, an ambitious program executive in the year 1999. With 500 rival channels, she desperately needs a ratings blockbuster. Tapping into the public's taste for violence and demand for criminal justice, Jessica proposed a solution with pure profit potential, the nation's first pay-per-view execution. It's like, that's interesting. I was like, I'll give that a look. 44 cents, you can't go wrong. Here's Homicide, a movie I've been wanting to see for a while. Trailer looked really good. Stars Joe Mantegna and William H. Macy. David Mamet directed it. And it's got a... Siskel and Ebert liked it. They gave it 2 thumbs way up. Called it a terrific thriller. Joe Mantegna stars as Detective Bobby Gold in the explosive cop thriller by director David Mamet. Gold and his partner, William H. Macy, are on the verge of the biggest bust of their careers when Gold is reassigned to what appears to be a routine homicide case. When a series of puzzling clues reconnect him with his long-forgotten heritage, his investigation becomes an all-consuming personal crusade that leads him to question his loyalty to the force. Caught between the law and his beliefs, he lands in the center of the deadly conspiracy, betraying his partner, disgracing the police department, and committing an act of violence because he believes it's the only right thing to do. So I'll give that a look sometime. Homicide. See it for a while. The Tunnel with Peter Weller and Jane Seymour. Not on DVD, I believe. Jane Seymour stars in the sensual thriller and cutting target Peter Weller's deadly obsession. The moment artist Juan Pablo, Peter Weller, stupid name, Juan Pablo, set eyes on her in a gallery showing, he knew he must have her, touch her, possess her. But as he turns to meet her, she is gone. Obsessed with this ravishing beauty and convinced that she is the only person who truly understands his work, he soon finds the stunning Maria Seymour. Despite her marriage and repeated warnings of disaster, he falls madly in love, and their passion consumes his life. As his intense jealousy grows, he becomes tormented to the point of insanity. Realizing what must be done, he takes Maria into his arms for one last fatal embrace. It's like, I'm a huge Peter Weller fan, so I'll give it a look. The trailer looked like, I don't know, kind of one of those different Peter Weller films. Yes, they got that movie In Your Face, which really isn't called In Your Face, and it's only because of that cheesy-ass cover art. It looks like a cheeseball movie. It's 44 cents. Really, the real title is Abar. The movie on here is some really bad blaxploitation flick, the 70s, called Abar. I'm not making it up, it's called fucking Abar. So that'll be fun. Not really, but... Anyway, this is To Die For. Sound like a cool movie, good idea. They stalked each other for 200 years. Tonight in downtown LA, they settled the score. Featuring Steve Bond from General Hospital, Sidney Walsh from Hooperman. I don't even know what the fuck Hooperman is. Amanda Wyss from Nightmare on Elm Street. Dwayne Jones from Night of the Living Dead. And Forbidden Passion. Wow. Unquenchable Vengeance and The Kiss of Darkness all play a deadly role in this electrifying new chapter in vampire lore. Vlad Tepes, the legendary Prince of Darkness, has resurfaced in LA with a new look, a new life, and a new love. But with this new life comes an old enemy. An enemy who's waited his eternal life to even score. The battleground is set for the most terrifying love story of the year. So To Die For, there's a sequel to it. I think To Die For is on Froggy. Here's the hit list. 40% it looks like it might be good. With Jeff Fahey, Nancy Butler, and James Coburn. And basically, Jeff Fahey plays a professional killer named Charles Pike. He's a key hitman for a secret committee organized by attorney Peter Mayhew Coburn to wipe out elusive drug lords. But when Mayhew introduces Pike to Jordan Henning, Nancy Butler, a stunning and mysterious widow, passionate in night's danger, Jordan hires Pike to kill the man she suspects of murdering her husband. After Pike carries out Jordan's hit, they begin an erotic, tempestuous affair. As Pike's evenings become more passionate, his days become more dangerous. Pike suddenly finds himself being trailed by career cops and hunted by trained killers. Has Pike's sensual love affair with Jordan led him to make a fatal mistake? Suddenly the hired gun is next on the hit list. I'm like, cool, Jeff Fahey playing a hitman. I was like, okay, alright, the hit list. Here's an always a really good one. The Unnameable, HP Lovecraft's The Unnameable, and complete and cut version in the actual box. The other one I have is in Oklahoma. It doesn't have the box. But The Unnameable is an underrated film, and it's good to have it in its actual box, and have it in my position right now because it's in the Fangoria list. So The Unnameable. Movie called Running Cool, which actually stars Andrew Divoff as a good guy. Friends ride together. Above all, friends stick together. So when Bone hears that his pal in South Carolina, a guy so attached to his machine he's called Iron Butt, is being hassled on a big way, he doesn't worry about the thousands of miles separating them. He just gets on his bike and gets there. Oh, I do remember seeing this trailer on one of my tapes, and I wanted to see it. So now it's coming back to me by this movie. Bone and his Psycho Club take on a corporate land grabber and his muscle-up stooges in this action-adventure for creators of Gatorbait. Andrew Divoff plays Bone, who knows what's right and isn't afraid to fight for it. And Dee Dee Pfeiffer, Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, James Gammon and Paul Gleason join him to help to keep the action hot and running cool. So Andrew Divoff is a good guy? Okay, I'll give it a look. And then we have Terminal Choice, which Froggy uploaded, and it seems like some interesting sci-fi horror thing, sort of in the vein of Coma. And then we have about 3 others, and then I'll be done for today. This is Madhouse, which is a comedy that I think is underrated. Good performances by John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley. And it even has Wings Hauser in it. Madhouse. Then there's these last 2. This is Torchlight. It's a drama. I got it because I like dramas, I like dramas every now and then. But I like Steve Railsback, and I'm going to see what he brings to this role. I think he's an underrated actor, Steve Railsback. It's about basically her husband is addicted to cocaine and all that kind of stuff, and the effects of that. Sort of probably like The Boost. Now this one called Out of Her Sight, Out of Her Mind, which stars Alice Lundgren, Susan Blakely, stars Susan Blakely, who plays Alice Lundgren. She thinks she's going crazy again. Months after seeing her daughter burned alive, Alice is released from a mental hospital, and she tries to start a new life, but her little girl, Tracy, won't let her. She keeps appearing, crying out for help. Is it Alice's imagination or something else? Tracy's father, Wings Hauser, has accepted the tragedy and thinks his wife is insane. Only a sympathetic cop, Edward Albert, believes her story, but the truth may be more than even he can handle. And I thought it was interesting. Was it something that real happened on the way to the 13th floor? And I like that. I like that little little picture there. It just looks multiple hands breaking through metal or something. So anyway, I got all those movies for only $20. So, but the place is going out of business, and that's the only reason why they're on sale. But hopefully, they're. I mean, that's really too bad, though. I mean, I'm not trying to say going out of business is a good thing. It definitely isn't. It sucks. I mean, the people who work there are going to lose their jobs. So, I mean, that's not cool. But, the deals that I got there are great. So, keep an eye out. Like Matt was saying in his video, keep an eye out for pawn shops and stuff. Keep an eye out for, stores going out of business that sell, movies and stuff. And get really good deals. So, that's pretty much about it. There. So, and also another Christmas present was that basketball hoop you see behind me. But anyway, that's about it, folks. And thanks for watching this Christmas Aftermath video. And I will check you later. See ya.